Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're going into part 2 of today's very special Bananarama Dungeon World with my new best friends, Roll20 Esports. You guys are ridiculous, by the way. I'm excited about Banana Quest here. So this is the thing about Dungeon World is that like I came to the table with like nothing prepared. The way that this game is run is that I just know the rules, and I will like I've been taking notes about all the dumb stuff you've been saying, and we're just gonna make the adventure out of that. So there's gonna be spiders, and there's gonna be bananas, and there's halflings. It's gonna be a whole thing. So let's get to it. So the last thing we need to know, the last and perhaps the most important thing we need to know, is why this gang of buffoons is together. Why are they on this mission? So. Who wants to read their bonds first? Who has their bonds filled out and wants to go first?
I could go first.
Okay.
All right. Sir Sam Squatch smells more like prey than a hunter.
Okay. All right. So when you take a deep whiff of Squatch, he smells less like something that is atop the food chain and more something at the bottom.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
I think the bananas.
Ah, right. Like if he were a true predator, he'd be able to turn invisible and shoot lasers. No, if he were a real predator, he would be like feasting on meat and blood, right? Not bananas. Okay, I dig it. It's good. I like how you've slowly gone from a hairy human to like an actual Yeti. I feel like we've just all assumed that's what's happening. Okay. All right. Keep going. What else you got?
The spirit spoke to me of a great danger that follows Smalls.
Ah, Smalls is beset by a danger that the spirits can perceive. Okay, good. And are you, do you feel like it's your responsibility to protect this little guy?
No.
No, you just know. Have you warned,
I just know.
Have you warned him of this great danger?
No, not at all.
Good. It's nice to have trustworthy friends. Fantastic. Okay. All right. What else you got?
Wait, Goku, what's your alignment?
It's neutral.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Neutral. It's just like a great danger follows him. I'm not going to tell him about it. He'll be fine.
Exactly.
Okay. Good.
Balance.
All right. What else you got?
All right. I have showed Glaron a secret right of the land.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Makes sense. Ranger, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What was this? What was this secret rite? Was it like a religious ritual? What was the?
Yeah, I would say a religious ritual.
Yeah. Okay. Glarung, was this a moment of seriousness for you, or was it just kind of like did the secret rite like bond the two of you, or how did you feel about that?
Absolutely. I think Goku and I are like the closest out of anyone because my bond actually is I've guided Entities before and they owe me for it.
Nice.
So I think throughout our stories between each other, we've just kind of gone back and forth. But
I dig it. Okay, cool.
Made us closer.
Nice. Okay, so the two of you, you're old friends. Makes sense. All right, and you got one more bond, Entities?
All right. Elwin has tasted my blood, and I theirs. We are bound by it.
Whoa. All right. So how was this again? Weird druid rituals. Did this happen on purpose, or was there some other? Tell me about how this went down.
I'm just thinking about.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you don't know.
It was a little bit more unknown because this is more like into, I guess, within the druid. So it was more of like just doing it by, not like by habit. Like it's obviously important. Mm-hmm. So it was more of just like just following what my elders had like taught.
Right. Yeah. So it was just like a thing that you do. Elwin, did you drink Entitus's blood like knowingly, or was it like fed to you? Were you injured and it rejuvenated you? What were the circumstances here? What do you think? Do you, Elwin, or do you just not know this happened?
I think it was like in battle that it happened.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So like victory in battle, let's just drink each other's blood and be cool about it. All right. Typical druid celebration post-battle. You finish the fight, you're just like, cool, who wants to drink some blood? It's fine. They do things differently up in the frozen north. I'm from Canada. I know how this works. All right, cool.
Same.
All right, cool. Right. Good. Perfect. All right, Entitus, good stuff. Well, let's carry on with Elwin. Elwin, tell me about your bonds.
Sir Sam Squatch III does not trust me, and for good reason.
Sir Sam Squatch, why do you not trust Elwyn?
Because I just use Elwyn to play his music and attract halflings, so I can take their bananas. So it makes sense that he wouldn't trust me because I
you don't trust
comes to his shows.
You don't trust him. You just use him. He's like a music box to attract.
So that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. What else you got, Elwyn?
Smalls trusted me with a secret.
Ooh, Smalls. What secret? What was the secret, Smalls? What did you tell Elwyn?
I can't reveal it just yet when the time comes.
All right. Just keep it on the DL. Got it. Okay. All right, Elwyn. What's next?
I'm also writing a ballad about the adventure of Smalls.
Right. As the only other halfling, is it because you think Smalls has the potential to be a hero?
Yeah, like I heard some stories about him back in my village, and then now I finally get to meet him, and then kind of follow him as like his bard, his personal.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you're hoping he's going to turn out to be a hero, and then you can be like, yeah, I've known this guy a long time. All right, cool. All right.
This is not my first adventure with Glaurung.
Okay, Glaurung, you're for a guy who doesn't really have a lot of friends. Do you? It seems like you're getting pretty connected with these guys. Was this adventure on purpose with Elwyn, or did you like have to save Elwyn?
We both crossed each other's path. Like I was kind of tracking him with my animal companion, and I saw that he had an appreciation of nature, so then I became his friend. Right.
Okay. Cool. I dig it. So you watched him for a while. And then you, okay, cool.
I listened to his music and saw the way he played with the birds, and I wanted to be his friend.
Nice. I like it. Okay. And what's your last bond, Elwyn?
I sang stories of Antitas long before I ever met them in person.
Ah, cool. So Antitas has a bit of a reputation. What were these songs about?
It was about the life up in the frozen north. And then how he's now leaving to explore it.
Cool. Right. Okay. So I like that you're like writing a song about your halfling friend, but you've like heard songs already. There's this legend of the elf from the north. Yeah. I dig it. Cool. Okay. Great. Let's get bonds from Glaurung. I think we've heard some of yours. Glaurung, you want to finish them off for us?
Okay, yeah. So I've guided Antitas before, and they owe me for it. And then Elwyn is a friend of nature, so I'll be their friend as well.
Yep.
And then Sir Sam Squatch has no respect for nature, so I have no respect for them.
Is this true? Is this true, Sir Sam Squatch? Do you have no respect for nature?
Only bananas.
Right. Nature's whole purpose, the grand evolution of all of the world's trees and plants, it all leads to the creation of God's most perfect fruit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Good. So aside from the banana, no respect for nature. Okay. Glaurung, what else you got?
And then Smalls does not understand life in the wild, so I will teach them.
Okay. All right. Smalls, would you say that's a fair assessment?
Kind of. He teaches me some things that I need to.
But you're not really like a wilderness kind of guy.
Yeah. Normally in the cities, you know.
Yeah, because you're a halfling. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Sir Sam Squatch, tell me about your about your bonds.
All right. Smalls is the only halfling that I'm friends with because I caught him stealing bananas once, and I traded him a pant leg to make into clothes for the bananas. So now,
look at you.
So now I have my personal halfling. Yeah.
And was this one of your own pant legs?
Yeah, I just ripped it off and made him a full robe because he really likes clothes.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So Smalls, do you yet wear this pant leg robe around?
No, I have it with me though.
Okay, sure. Sentimental. Right. Okay, good. Okay, what else you got?
For Elwyn, I think this was already brought up, but his music brings many halflings and thus bananas together, so I use his music to attract halflings. So I can take their bananas.
Perfect. Got it.
And Titus, I accidentally found him when I was hunting for bananas in the cold with no problem because I'm huge and hairy, so I didn't even realize it was cold.
You met Titus a long time ago, like as he's leaving the north. Okay.
Yeah, very briefly. We made brief eye contact. We both saw the same banana in the cold, and needless to say, he backed off when he saw how.
I think that's the name of a romance novel, Bananas in the Cold. Yeah, sure.
wow.
Good. I like it.
And I thought Glau's animal might be able to find banana traps that halflings are known to hide to try to capture
Right.
Sam Squatches. So
I really gotta say I appreciate how single-minded Sir Sam Squatch is. Like, if it's not about bananas or getting bananas or then just forget it. Just it's off the table. I'm not interested. It's good. It's good. It's good to have a purpose in your life, such as the obtainment of bananas. So good work. Nicely done. Smalls. Should we talk about your bonds?
Oh yeah, I just accidentally deleted them, but I remember. So.
Okay, sure.
So I stole something from Sir Sam Squatch the Third.
Yeah, what did you steal from this Squatch?
Well, he thinks I stole some bananas, but it was just a drink from him. So.
Ah, okay, all right. But does he know that you stole from him? And he's like, because I mean, you caught him, right, Squatchy? You caught him stealing something. Was it this? Have we like let it go, or is this you don't know yet?
No, I intercepted when he was stealing bananas, so I could clearly tell because I can sense them. Yeah,
sure.
So I have no awareness that he's stolen anything from me.
Okay, great, good. Okay, what else you got, Smalls?
Elwyn has my back when things go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you believe that. Elwyn, would you say that's true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dive in front of an arrow for him.
Okay, and has this happened in the past, or is this just like it's known this is how it would go?
It hasn't happened yet.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, what else you got, Smalls?
And Titus knows incriminating details about me.
Oh.
Okay. And what are these incriminating details? Is it like he knows about a crime you committed, or what's the detail of that?
Yeah, he saw me do some bad things that we don't go over.
Sure. Okay. All right. So he knows about a thing we don't talk about anymore. Okay, good. All right. Well, that can come up later if either of you would like to reveal that. Same with your secret. Smalls, do you have any other bonds?
Oh, and Glorung and I have a con running. So.
Oh, interesting. So have you like roped Glorung into this con job, or is this something you came up with together?
It just kind of happened. We were both doing a con, and then we just teamed up because we were both there.
So what's this job that you're doing? What is the con you're running? Is it like a counterfeit banana ring, or like? Don't tell anybody they're really tomatoes. We just painted them yellow. What's the job?
I guess it's something like that.
Okay. Yeah. And it's like your side job besides going on an adventure. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. That sounds good. So, the group of you are a party of adventurers, right? You're a group who have come together to go on a quest for gold, for glory, for bananas. And despite your potential differences, the things that may cause you to butt heads, ultimately you're all still kind of in this together. Whether it stays that way or not, we'll figure out. But one of you, I think Elwyn, the last town you passed through, Elwyn, you heard a rumor. I think you're in. We can imagine that the part of the world that you're in is fairly temperate. Probably lots of mountains. There's probably a big forest, just like generic kind of fantasy terrain. And as you left the last village, you heard rumor about someone building a tower out in some ruins in a nearby forest. Elwyn, who did this person that told you this rumor? Because you pick up information. What did they say that they thought was this person? Were they like a wizard? Was it a demon? What was the person building this tower out in the ruins?
It was a halfling.
Okay. And did they say to you what purpose that this tower was holding? Like why it was being built?
It was to defend against the sand squatches.
Oh, okay. So this is like a fortress. So certainly, if this halfling has just begun work, this halfling banana baron has just begun work. Oh my God, it's a banana stand. They're building a banana stand. And you know what they say? Oh, there's always money in the banana stand. So if you can get there and you can bamboozle or violence your way into getting rid of this halfling, this tower architect, you can get a hold of the money and the bananas in the stand. Oh, I like it. Okay, so he's building. So I think we fade in, if we imagine that this is a very absurd television show. We fade in on like the long kind of Game of Thrones shot of the kingdom, right? There's a series of mountains in the distance. We can see the forest, and out in the forest we can see there is a group of individuals, halflings maybe, and they're cutting down trees and they're singing their little halfling working song, and they're building the framework. There's a wooden framework for a tower that is being crafted. There are big barrels of yellow paint for when the tower is finished, of course. And I think that we can also see that the halflings have, let's say, employed some servants. Maybe they're slaves, maybe not. We'll see. They've employed some servants to work for them because, you know, these halflings, they're smart and they're small and they don't have a lot of musculature. So building is hard. So, Sir Squatch, who have these halflings employed to build the tower?
Probably my cousins would make the most sense.
Ah, okay. So are your cousins doing this under duress, or are they doing this of their own free will, working for these halflings?
They're probably doing it to get bananas.
Oh boy, they're squatch race traders because yeah, they're just doing it for the bananas. Oh man. Okay. So that's a shame. They need to be taught a lesson about correct squatch behavior. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. All right. So these halflings have got some traitorous squatches that are working for them. They're building this banana tower that will serve as a forward post against the oncoming army eventually of the Squatchmos. Okay. Cool. Now, I think that their actions have disturbed the natural balance of the forest. They've enraged or upset something that has lived in the forest a long time. Glaurung and Titus, can the two of you tell me what is this creature that has been disturbed, or these creatures?
It's the spirit of the ancient forest, but Goku, what animal does it take shape as?
Yeah. Its shape sign is as in a almost like a shadow panther, a large shadow panther.
That's right.
Okay, cool. A huge shadow panther. All right, so a creature that may share an enemy with you, but who does not want anyone to be disturbing the forest. Okay, cool. One last thing, Smalls, you know that there is something of great value hidden in the woods. What is it?
Oh, it's a shiny gold chalice.
Nice. And what is it rumored to do, or is it just like worth a lot of money?
It's pretty expensive.
Sure. And how did it get there? Just like, did it fall off the back of a chalice wagon, or?
Yeah, I think someone just dropped it.
Right. Okay. So maybe someone has been like asking in town around about like, oh, I've lost my golden chalice. Can someone find it for me? And you're like, all right, cool. All right. So I think that we find the group of you at the edge of the woods, and you are beginning a journey into the woods to investigate the site of this halfling tower that's being built. These halflings are always building towers, because they have this Napoleon complex. They're so short. They want to be above everybody else, so they're building these towers. So they're hard at work, cutting down the trees, building the towers. Somewhere out in the woods is a golden chalice that is worth a great deal of money, but also the stalking form of the woods kind of dark god, the Panther of Shadows. So you reach the edge of the woods, and you have a general idea of where you would like to go. What do you do? Who's leading this expedition through the forest? Who's in charge of navigating through this place?
I think we're using my bird to sort of scout ahead a little bit, and then using that information to just come together and sort of decide how we want to approach the tower.
Okay, cool. So you have your bird, your stubborn but speedy bird, flying around looking for danger as you approach the tower. Okay, cool. All right. So your bird, the bird lands on your arm. I know what its name is, but I can't pronounce it. My Elvish isn't very good, but whatever it is, the bird lands on your arm, having returned from a long circuit of the woods. And how do you communicate with your bird? Is this like you look into its beady bird eyes and it telepathically communicates with you, or do you understand its like chirps and squawks?
I think that more or less there's a supernatural connection between me and my bird. I can't really talk to it like vocally, but we just have this connection, and due to that connection, we're able to communicate.
Okay, great. All right. So the bird communicates to you because it doesn't use words, right? Because it's a bird. It doesn't have language. It communicates to you that there are creatures. There are creatures approaching through the woods. There's maybe a half dozen or more of them, and they are armed, and they are coming this way. They're in the path between you and the tower. Your bird is a proud creature and knows of your battle prowess and isn't afraid, right? It tells you, you get the impression that it thinks that you could fight your way through these things. But if you do, there's a chance that these creatures might sound an alarm. It might warn the halflings that you're coming. You can tell your friends what the bird has told you, or you can choose. What do you do?
So there's a couple of people in the party that I haven't like fully earned their trust, and vice versa. So I keep this information to myself right now, and I want to see how the group responds when we, by surprise, run into this group of monsters.
Okay. All right. So Smalls, normally you're paying close attention to this, I think. And normally when Glaurung gets a report from his bird companion, he tells everybody what the bird says. But you notice this time, maybe there's just like a nod, and then Glaurung is like ready to carry on. Do you say anything, or do you just follow along?
Yeah, I just follow along. See what happens.
Okay. All right. So the group of you continue into the woods. The sun eventually becomes blotted out by the thick green canopy above you, and the trees begin to grow more and more kind of close together, and it gets kind of dark. Somewhere off in the distance, you can hear the cracking of branches. You can hear animals moving around. It's clear that you are not alone. And I think because Glaurung is more curious than safety minded, I think you probably come across this group of creatures at the same time that they see you. So you come around a cluster of trees, and you come out into a clearing, and there's a small group of creatures about halfling sized, but they are brightly colored. Their skin is like dark blue or light green. There's a group of about a half dozen of them, and they're armed and armored in sort of rusting equipment. They've got some jagged looking knives, and they have bald heads and big long ears and sharp teeth. Sir Squatch, you are familiar with the nastiness of the short creatures of the world. Have you ever seen a goblin before?
No, never a goblin.
All right, you see a group of funny-colored halflings coming towards you. Sir Squatch, what do you do?
I use my senses first to see if they have any bananas, and
yes.
I don't think they have any.
So you notice that one of them is wearing the peel of a long gone banana upon his shiny pate. Another has strung together a handful of banana peels as a sort of bandolier. They seem to be wearing the cast-offs. One of them has a cloak made of sewn together banana leaves. But they look like they've just scavenged these bits of banana. There's no whole bananas available. And you take a moment to observe them, and the creatures, the goblins, they see you and cry out in surprise. One of them draws his rusty knife and points it in your direction, and they shout a raucous battle cry and rush towards you. I think probably the most prepared for this is Glaurung. Glaurung, what do you do when they rush to battle? They're maybe like 100 feet away from you yet.
Okay. I still just am of the mind that the reason why I didn't warn my team was to see who I could trust, to see if there was like someone who would stab someone in the back the instant danger appeared. So I'm still hanging back and letting the rest of the guys deal with it, the initial attack wave. However, instinctually, I really want to fight, and my bird feels that instinct and is preparing an attack.
Okay. All right. So you want to like ready yourself.
Yeah, I want to be ready to attack.
But give your friends a chance to react first. Okay. Yeah, so who do you again? If we imagine that this is a like a TV show, we get a look on your face of you being sort of stern, getting ready to attack, and then you turn to look at someone. Who is it that you turn to see? Whose reaction are you most interested in?
So the person that I want to communicate that there's like immediate threat to would be Goku, just due to our history with each other, because I can trust him so far. But the person that I'm watching closest is Sir Sam Squatch, just because at this point in time, the calculation I've come to is that he doesn't really have much of an appreciation for nature, and it's like more lust driven for that banana source. So I'm wondering and searching to see if he has another side to him. So
is there more to him than his deep and powerful banana thirst? Okay, all right. So these colorful little beasts, they rush forward to attack. Antitas, what are you gonna do?
I'm just trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, I mean, so you're a druid, right? So you have the ability to change your shape into any animal you like. So you could do that. If you have a weapon you would like to use, it's clear to you that these filthy little creatures are coming to attack. They're on their way to do you bodily harm.
All right. Is there so for shape-shifting? Is there a specified amount of like beasts I have to pick from?
No, so your land, the forest, and the frozen north contains all sorts of animals. You just tell me the animal that you want to change into, and then we'll talk about what they do.
A penguin.
You could very easily turn into a penguin. Actually, I believe penguins are from the frozen south, but yes, in this world, you could become a penguin or a polar bear.
That's what I was actually going to go with. I want to shapeshift into a polar bear.
Into a polar bear? Okay, great. Yes. All right, so let's talk about the way this works. Is you're gonna make a roll, and depending on how well you do, you're gonna get some currency, and you can spend that currency to do polar bear stuff. So, what are three things that a polar bear does? Let's talk about polar bears.
All right.
What are things polar bears are good at?
Well, they can attack.
Right. Okay. A savage attack.
A savage attack.
All right.
They can sleep.
Okay. Fall asleep. It's a useful ability. They can drink Coca-Cola. That's right. Pop open a frosty, ice cold Coca-Cola. This stream brought to you by no. So what's the third thing? I mean my suggestion is that they can hide, right? Part of the thing is that they're white, so they can hide in snow. You would need to conjure some snow, but I think that's a thing. Yeah. What else do polar bears do?
They can almost prep up almost defensively, if anything.
Oh yeah, totally absorb a hit, right? Because they're tough. They got big thick hides. Okay, so this is going to be your polar bear form. So whenever you turn into a polar bear, these are the things you can do. So on your character sheet, if you click your shapeshift move, it will roll and it will add your wisdom modifier for you, and we'll figure out how many polar bear points you get.
I'm trying to find it right now. I can't really find it.
Let me take a look at your sheet here. Yeah, it's called Shapeshifter, just under by nature sustained, and you should be able to just click on the name of it. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Cool. Jeez, that's awesome. That's the best you could possibly roll. Good start.
Nice.
First roll of the game, 2 6s. So you get a 14. And that means you get to hold. You have 3 points.
Okay.
All right. So I'll keep track of it on the board for you. But basically, whenever you want to do any of those 3 things, you just tell me, and you'll spend one of your points. So let me get some shapeshifter points for you here. We'll use these. All right, so use your little tokens. Okay.
Okay.
So what does it look like when you turn into a polar bear? Do you like turn inside out and turn into a polar bear? Do you like suddenly grow fur, and is it painful? Like describe your magical girl transformation sequence for me.
Let's see. So we'll first start with my hands start to turn into more of a paws, and like slowly kind of like almost like the whole, what's the proper word? Like, I can't remember the word right now. Kind of like how like Worgen, like how they transform, like a human transforms into a Worgen. It's similar to that, but instead I just go more into like obviously more of a polar bear.
Okay, cool. So there's a point in the middle where you like sort of look half polar bear, half elf, and then there's a polar bear in the woods. And so you take this polar bear form, and then do you rush towards them, or do you leap to defend one of your friends as the goblins come crawling towards you?
I go ahead of like my teammates and just stand there, and I want to absorb a hit.
Oh, okay, cool. So who are you going to protect? Or do you just want to absorb all of the goblins? Because you could do that. You could just like have them all pile on top of you.
I'll do that.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you're going to absorb a hit. So the goblins, in their janky armor with their rusty weapons, they leap onto this polar bear, who was your friend a second ago. Hopefully the polar bear is still your friend. And just start like stabbing at him to ill effect. Now that gives everybody else an opening to do something. So what's everyone else going to do while these goblins are distracted chewing on the polar bear? Anybody can answer. It doesn't matter. There's no order.
I'll like make Sam Squatch go into like a rage.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna try to enrage him.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I'd like some kind of song.
Yeah. And what is this? Just like a rude song about how dumb Yeti are, or?
Yeah, it'd be a song about bananas mostly.
You play the song of his people. And what did you decide your musical instrument was?
It was let me find it.
I'm just gonna imagine it's bongo.
A songbook in a forgotten tongue.
So you're singing. Okay. So you open your songbook of bananagrams, and you begin a song that you know will enrage Sir Squatch. Okay. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna let you help Squatch with whatever he does. So there's a special move called help or hinder, and it is based on how well you know that person. So on your sheet, Elwin, if you scroll down, there's a move called aid or interfere. Where it says roll plus, and then there's a number. How many bonds do you have with old Squatchmo here? 2?
Does that include the negative ones too?
Yeah. It's just how well you know.
Okay, yeah, then just 2.
Okay, great. So you put in 2, and then go ahead and click aid or interfere and roll. Nice. Okay, so when Sir Squatch makes his action, you can now give him a +1 to whatever he rolls, or a -2, and you can wait until after he rolls to see if you want to mess with him. So, so Sir Squatch, you hear the sound of an enraging song. The goblins are very distracted right now, like chewing on a polar bear. They want to get at him. What do you do?
I crush the one that has the most banana peels on him with with my shield or my sword.
All right, so you draw your sword, rush forward to crush one of these goblins. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hack and slash. You engage them in melee. So just go ahead and click on the hack and slash move, and let's see how you do.
Okay. I also might have messed something up. I think I'm supposed to have armor, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
Not sure if I messed that up.
What armor did you buy?
I had
for your character?
the sword and shield, and
okay.
the scale armor said it was baseline on paladins.
Okay, so scale is 2, shield is 1, so you've got 3 armor. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can add that for you on your sheet. Oh, I see how it works. Cool. Armor 1, and then base armor 3. Okay, cool. Anyhow, go ahead and go ahead and do that. We'll remember you have 3 armor. And just click hack and slash. Yep. Nice, you guys are doing great. Okay, so you get a 10 or better, so you have a choice. You're gonna be able to deal your damage to one of the goblins, or if you want, you can deal your damage and an extra d6, but you'll also get attacked. So do you want to deal a bunch of damage and take a hit, or do you want to just play it safe and do just your damage?
Probably a bunch of damage because I'm angry because of the song.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. Now, unless I assume Elwin, you made your move to help out, but if you want to, you can interfere instead.
I'll help him.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, the 10 is as good as he's gonna get. I just want to give you the opportunity to make this worse, but good. Nice teamwork. Okay, all right. So he plays this enraging song. You're full of vim and vigor. You rush forward to attack, and you're gonna be able to do your damage and the damage an extra d6. So the way this works is on your character sheet. Just click where it says damage. Just the word damage.
Okay.
And that'll roll for you. Holy crap! That's the most damage you could possibly do. Good work. And then in the chat window to make a new another roll, just type /R and then d6 /R space d6. Yeah, there you go. So you deal 12 damage. This goblin does not have 12 hit points, and so is now an ex-goblin. What does your victory over this goblin look like? So he's clinging to the back of your polar bear friend, stabbing at him. You come forward with your longsword. What happens? You kill him. What does it look like?
I'm ripping the banana peels off of his back, just throwing him around.
Nice. So you just like tear off his heretical banana peel armor, and plunge your sword into him. Okay. So while you're doing that, because you're so focused on this, one of the other goblins leaps onto you, and are you wearing a helmet?
No.
No? Okay. All right. So he leaps onto you and immediately begins punching you in the eyes. So you're going to take a little bit of goblin damage, and there is now a goblin on your face. So let's see how much damage this goblin deals you. 6 damage. All right. Now you can reduce it by 3 because you have 3 armor. But yes, there is a goblin just jamming her little green fist into your eyeballs.
So just change my hit points?
Yeah, so just reduce your hit points here. So this one, we're going to call her, this one's, all right, so we can tell which one is which. There's Eye Puncher, and she's just like messing up your day. Okay, so Smalls, Glaurung, and Elwin, you all see the Eye Puncher goblin is now on your paladin friend's face. Any of you can do something. What do you want to do?
Aid or interfere is an ability I have. Would it be relevant in this or useful in this situation?
Yeah, so aid and interfere is a move that you can use to help someone else do something. So you can wait if you want and let someone else do an action and then help them.
Okay, I'll probably aid or interfere with whatever Smalls does.
Okay, Smalls, what would you like to do?
Well, I kind of just sneak around the Eye Puncher and go for a backstab.
Okay, all right. So you wanna get in a position to stab Eye Puncher, who is like clinging to your friend's face. All right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to first defy danger. Defy danger is the move where if you want something but there's a chance you'll fail at it, you can do it. And in this case, the danger is that the other goblins will notice you being sneaky. Goblins have an eye for sneakiness. So on your character sheet, you're going to roll click defy danger, and it's going to ask you for a stat. In this case, you're rolling with your dexterity because it matters that you're being sneaky. Nice. Y'all are good at role-playing games. So, yeah. So what does it look like when you sneak away? Do you like crouch into the bushes? Are you just very like soft steps? What does your sneakiness look like?
Yeah, I have really light feet, so I just kind of prance around, I guess.
Tiptoe over gently. Okay. All right. So Eye Puncher is not aware of your presence, and so that opens her up to your backstab ability. So Smalls, let's just take a look at what backstab does. Okay, so you'll get to make a roll. I just wanted to post it in chat so I could see it. Go ahead and make that roll. And this is Glaurung. If you see, here we go. Okay, so Smalls got a 7 on the backstab, and I think Glaurung, you can see Smalls skulking up behind Eye Puncher, and is about to attack a surprised enemy, but only has a 7. Now, if you want to help, tell me what you do, Glaurung, and then you can roll aid and interfere with Smalls.
Okay, so as Smalls is sneaking up, I aid him by sending my bird to go quickly and like just use its talons to claw him in the face.
Right. So the talon, the bird flies over and distracts Eye Puncher, which means it's okay. Let's see how that goes. So you're gonna roll aid or interfere, and in the section you put how many bonds do you have with Smalls?
Only 1 bond with Smalls.
Okay. All right. So in aid or interfere, which says roll plus, and there's a 0 there. Change that 0 to a 1, and then go ahead and click on aid and interfere.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you're going to expose yourself to some danger, which means they don't pay attention to your halfling friend. Smalls gets away and gets to do the backstab, but one of the goblins, maybe this one with the bow over here, climbs up on top of your polar bear friend and sees you commanding the bird and is going to fire an arrow at you. But let's finish the backstab first. So Eye Puncher is distracted by the bird. You can do your backstab. Go ahead and choose one of those options. What would you like to choose? You don't get into melee with them, which means if they survive, they're gonna get to like fight back. You can choose to deal extra damage. You can give a +1 to the next person that acts, or you can damage Eye Puncher's armor.
I'll just give +1 to an ally.
To the next person? Okay, great. So you create an advantage. All right, so go ahead and roll your damage. And that should just be, let me double check that it's set on there. Yep, yeah, so just click where it says damage, Smalls. And that's how much damage you'll deal to little Eye Puncher here. Do you find it? Okay. Find it in your sheet? Yeah, there you go. All right, so 7 damage, reduced a bit by the armor, but not enough. All right, Eye Puncher meets a grisly fate. What does this look like? Do you just like, is it quick? Do you just like stab her in the back, or is it like awkward and messy? How does it look?
Yeah, it's just a quick stab.
Okay, cool. All right, so Squatch, the goblin that was trying to punch your eyes out, falls off of your face and onto the ground, and you see Smalls standing there with a bloody. What weapon do you have, Smalls? Short sword? Yeah, I think it's a short sword. So standing there with.
Sorry, dagger.
A dagger? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Dagger.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, so you see Smalls. Smalls has just like saved you from this goblin. Now, while this is happening, Glaurung, the goblin on top of the goblin on the top of your polar bear friend. The other 3 are still stabbing, trying to kill it. But that one stands up and sees you, and gives you a sneer, draws an arrow back in his filthy bow, and gets ready to fire. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to. I feel like defend is just my best option.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, so go ahead and roll to defend.
Okay.
So you can roll your defend move, and you'll get. Okay, so you can do one of these things. Let me attack, and then you can decide what you want to spend it on.
Okay.
So these guys deal d6 damage. Okay. All right. So you're looking at taking 4 damage. You can spend your point on defend to do something like take 2 damage instead. Okay. Or you can deal some damage yourself, or you can open up the attacker to an ally. What do you want to do?
Have the attack's effect.
Okay, cool. So you take 2 damage minus whatever armor you have.
Okay. I think that my armor I was struggling to set up as well. I should have 1 armor, but I have 0.
Sure. So just remember that you have the 1.
Okay.
So you take halved by defend, so down to 2. So you take 1 damage. So the arrow barely nicks you. What does Glaurung defending himself look like? Is this like we go into slow motion, you do like a matrix dodge, or do you shoot the arrow out of the air and it just like barely cuts you? Feel free to describe yourself as coolly as possible.
I draw the spear from wherever it's being holstered, and as the arrow is coming, slice off the arrowhead. And the reason why I only took so much damage is because only the
just the shaft of the arrow.
Yeah, the wooden shaft of the arrow is what.
We just you like pluck a splinter out of your face
exactly.
and throw it on the ground. Awesome, cool. Okay, so the chaos of battle has been joined. There are now. Are you? Indeed, I want to ask you: Are you standing still while this is happening, or are you running around with these goblins hanging off of you, like shrieking and stabbing?
After being stabbed for a couple of times, I decided to use more of just like running instead, trying to shake them off.
Okay, all right. So you're running around in circles to shake these goblins off. Do you want to? What do you want to do? So you're running around shaking the goblins. You realize they've got a pretty good hold on you, but you also have them all distracted. What do you want to do? Now you can spend 1 more of your hold, right? You could make a savage attack, which means you don't have to roll. You just do your damage to one of the goblins. You could spend a point to fall asleep if you want to. You could, or you could like hack and slash them, right? You could just like rear up and start fighting them.
Okay, so after seeing hold on, hold on, I'm trying to remember his name.
Sir Squatch.
Sir Squatch.
Yeah.
Rip the bananas off of one of the goblins. I've decided I've had enough, and I'm filled with enrage, and I decide to do a savage attack.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you'll spend 1 of your points,
Yeah.
and you just like roar, throw yourself up, knock one of the goblins on the ground, and then take a swipe at him with your polar bear claw. Okay. So just go ahead and roll damage. You don't have to roll the hack and slash.
All right.
And that's how much you deal. Your damage should be below your hit points. Yeah.
Well, okay, I see it. So what do I just do here?
Yeah, just click on where it says damage.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Okay, so you deal 2 damage from this guy. So this is the guy that got clawed, and he takes 1 because of his armor. And yeah, so I think the savage attack, he's very small, and so he's sort of crawls away, and most of the swing gets absorbed by a rotting tree trunk. And so you rip into the trunk, and you manage to catch the goblin's foot, and he yelps in pain, and then crawls away. Now the other 2 goblins that are still clinging to you, they're gonna deal some damage. So let's see how much they do.
I think I didn't get my armor right either.
Let me see. So do you normally have some armor?
I think so. I'm gonna need to. I don't remember.
I can take a look. Yeah, you're wearing hide armor, which should give you an armor value of 1. Not 10, Adam. That's not how that works. There we go. So you've got hide armor, which still armors you in your other form. So whatever I tell you, reduce this by 1. Here comes goblin knife attack. So 5 damage. Okay, so yeah, you're just getting shanked over and over by these like rough goblin knives as these 2 goblins are clinging to you and shrieking. The third is balancing on your head, trying to like take another shot at Glaurung. So I think Sir Squatch, now that you're free of your face goblin, what do you want to do? All of these goblins over here, these are all being occupied in some fashion by a polar bear. So right now, none of you are being like directly attacked by anything. You have a bit of an opportunity. These are all riding the polar bear.
I'd like to take the 2 that are clinging on to Titus and crush their heads together with my.
So you just want to run over and grab them and
strength. Yeah.
Smash them together. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Go ahead and roll hack and slash. So you can just run out and try to pick them off of your friend and mash them together. Now you'll get a +1 to this because you've got an opportunity. Jesus. Awesome. All right. So you got a 13, which means yes, you seize the goblins by their little melon heads and then try to smash them together. Do you want to deal the extra damage or just want to deal your damage?
Just that, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll your damage, and I'll let you deal this to both of them. Nice. Okay. Well, you're living up to your name here, Battleman. So you crush the two of them together into a messy goblin pulp, and then drop their corpses at your feet. Cool. Okay. Elwyn, you're seeing this happen. What would you like to do? One of the goblins has run and like crawled under a log. There is another one riding on top of Entitus's head, trying to shoot arrows at Glaurung.
I'll try and shoot the one that's trying to shoot at Glaurung.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you've got a missile weapon. You have a bow or something.
Yeah, I've got a bow and some arrows.
Okay. So you're gonna make the volley move, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, all right. So you miss. So here's what happens. You get to mark a point of experience. This is one way that characters get experience points. So where it says XP 0 up in the top corner, add 1 every time you fail a roll. And then I get to do a bad thing. So here's what happens. Elwyn, can you roll your damage for me? 4 damage? Okay. Antitus, you take 4 damage. Elwyn shoots you in the butt by accident.
Oh no.
So you draw an arrow, get ready to shoot, and then fire just as Antitus turns, and then thunk right into his bare behind.
So is that do I take it from also the armor, or is it just straight 4?
It's 4 minus whatever your armor.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Okay. Antitus, what do? You just something just shot you in the butt with an arrow.
I give a grisly roar and look where the shot came from.
Okay. Yeah. You see Elwyn bowstring still reverberating. Elwyn, what do you do? Your friend has just turned around and seen you holding the bow.
Oh, boy.
Do you like apologize or run, or what do you do?
We'll just throw the bow at Glaurung. Throw it over to Glaurung.
Just like hurl it aside. Okay. All right. Glaurung, the goblin is still trying to take aim, balanced on Entitus's head. What are you gonna do?
I catch his bow and launch a volley myself.
Awesome. Okay. And you're gonna shoot at that goblin? Show him how it's done. Okay. Yeah. Make the volley move.
Okay,
I have a clear shot. Your damage. So
Nice.
how do I deal my damage? I suppose.
Yeah. On the character sheet, there should just be a thing that says damage, and you can just click that. Nice. Okay. So yeah, you got
Nice throw, Priz.
Yeah, you got thrown up. Like he showed you up real good. So where Elwyn, your shot was awkward and off center, Glaurung was like a ballet of missile fire, and just like thunk, just takes the goblin right in the head, and he just tumbles to the ground. So all but one of the goblins has been dispatched. The third goblin you have cornered under a log, and he's crouched under there with his knife, and he's shrieking something at the group of you in Goblin. But it doesn't look like he wants to come out and fight. He maybe does anybody speak Goblin? What do you think? Would anybody have learned? I think maybe like, I mean, you tell me if you speak Goblin. It doesn't. I don't care. But also no one could. That's possible too.
Nah, I can't speak.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like just gibberish coming out from under the log. The goblin is just like making awful screeching sounds at you. What do you do? I think Smalls, you're probably the closest to it.
Okay. I guess I just run up to it and attack it.
Yeah, now he's under this log, like in a ditch basically. You can't really see him, so you'll have to like grab him and drag him out, or you'll have to go in under there after him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there.
Yeah, you just like dive in.
Yeah, I'm going in.
Okay. All right. The goblin stabs you in the neck when you crawl under the thing. So you'll take some damage first, and then we'll see.
Can I cheer him on in doing that?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. You can stand back and be like, "Yay, go get him!"
Dive in there, 1v1.
You crawl underneath, and you'll take one damage that ignores armor. So just take the 1 damage. So the goblin just like stabs you in the neck, and now your like crouched under this log with this goblin who's trying to bite and stab you, and the two of you are kind of like rolling around under the log. What do you try to do?
I'm just, I guess I'll just try and drag him out so anyone else can hit him. Get a good
Okay,
shot.
so you're gonna be like, come here, you, and like to pull him out. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So defy danger, and you're gonna do this with your strength because the goblin is resisting you.
Okay.
Nice. Look how strong you are. So you got a couple of 6s, and what you set out to do, the threat of getting stabbed again, does not come to bear. So I think we see you yank the goblin out of his little goblin hole and pull him out into the open. And then what do? Like throw him on the ground, throw him to one of your friends, hold him while somebody else stabs him?
Yeah, I'm holding him down. So.
Okay. All right.
Get
So
a shot.
he's at your mercy. Does anyone step forth to be the executioner, or do you want to try to spare this goblin?
I want to go step on him and hold up the banana peels and see if he knows where I can get.
Nice.
If he can lead me to the bananas.
Okay, great. So I think that's the scene that we'll go out to break on, is we see Sir Squatch looming over this goblin who is squawking and begging for his life as you stand in front of him holding a banana peel, about to interrogate him about where he found the bananas. Excellent. All right, stick around, everybody. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be back with the last hour, the thrilling conclusion of Operation Banana Quest 2017. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.